Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Bashem Rakak Wadash. My name is Yakalba from Plaintables Camp of Philly. This is Qatar's energy minister says Europe will get through its energy crisis this winter. Because I read that they have reserves for the winter for at least, 6 months, But I heard they have reserves. I don't know how long they said, but it's going to be much worse next year. I'd say it's saying 2024, the end of 2023, end of 2024. That's what they're saying. All right, so as you should already know, that Europe is, many of the countries, not all of them, are moving away from Russian oil and using reserves and liquefied petroleum. What's the LPG? LNG, liquefied natural gas. I think that's what it means. Liquefied natural gas. So it says in his comments, when did he say this? 19th. All right. It says before the war, the European Union relied on Russia, the second largest producer of natural gas in the world. Thought they were the number one, so I don't know who they're saying is first. Move on. In the world, for 40% of its supply. And this is what the Qatar energy minister is saying. All right. It says Qatar is a former member of OPEC, so I guess they're not part of OPEC. I guess members can go in and out apparently. Which earlier this month announced it's cutting oil output by 2 million barrels. That's OPEC is cutting. All right, 2 million barrels a day. So the move will increase oil prices as the global economy continues to battle stubbornly high inflation. All right, so we're all paying more for gas. Now I don't know about Russia. I'm not sure if Russia is actually paying higher gas prices. Yeah, but definitely Europe and definitely America and the New World. North, Central, South America. All right. That's not using their own reserves. It says, but let's go down here. It says, if that's the case, but even as Europe tries to cope with the deepening energy crisis by looking to other forms of energy, Kabi said, if the war in Ukraine continues, and there's a complete halt of Russian supply, Europe's energy crisis could extend into 2025. And they're going to be dependent on, LNG? All right. If that's the case, then I think the problem is going to be huge and for a very long time. He said, you just don't have enough volume to bring in to replace that gas for the long term, unless you're saying I'm going to be building huge nuclear plants, I'm going to allow coal, I'm going to burn fuels. Yeah, and it's supposed to be, according to the global warming doctrine, to reduce that and eliminate it. And apparently natural gas is more clean burning. It says Qatar is the world's leading exporter of liquefied natural gas, a form of energy that Europe has turned to since Russia cut its supply. I think the U.S. is trying to sell this LNG also, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So yeah, I didn't know that Qatar was an exporter, but then the world's leading exporter. All right. But despite the surge in European LNG imports, it still doesn't make up the difference, and negotiations between Europe and Qatar have led to huge competition. So you have a lot of sellers with Asian imports. All right. So the point here is that, when Esau comes down on us, on the elect, even on 2/3, some of us going to be arrested. Some of us going to unfortunately be murdered, and some of us are going to escape. All right, that's the hour of martial law, or it could be before martial law. All right. It says Matthew 24:20 says, "But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day." So the Lord knows Yahushua has unlimited power. All right. But, we're under the curses, we're in the flesh, and we're going to have to suffer. So this is a prayer that Yahushua said, "Pray ye that your flight be not in the winter." So I'm definitely praying for that our flight is not in the winter, that if we are subject to that persecution, that it's not in the wintertime. All right. "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." So this is definitely talking about at our time, our generation right now. I'm not talking about 70 AD. All right. "Except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened." So as you've seen, with this energy, a situation going on in Europe, and really globally, the prices are higher. We need protection. Because if a crisis happens and we lose the ability to heat our homes or to run electricity, that's definitely grounds to declare martial law, and they could sneak things in during that time of crisis. All right. So Yahushua said, "Pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day." Look up, flight is 5437. We got fugue and escape. It means fleeing, for example, escape, flight. And we know that the church, and which are the believers and the followers and the doers, the real disciples of Yahushua, are going to be persecuted, and 2/3. All right. Because Israel is going to be persecuted, but then the ones that are going to be put up for execution and for torture, the main ones that they're focused on is the ones that they believe are a threat, which are the men of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, disciples of Yahweh and the Son Yahushua. We're the greatest threat to, say, the global elite. All right. So we pray that our flight is not in the winter. All right. And I mentioned before that Yahushua has unlimited power. Well, hold on. Revelation 12:12. "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and to the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right. Meaning destruction, grief. All right. And we pray that it's not in the winter. And that when we got to move, that it's in like the spring, summer, or the end of winter coming in. All right. It's going to be bad. And we're not just going to be sitting here behind our computers and going out preaching forever. It's going to come a day when the devil is going to come down on us, having great wrath. All right. It says Psalms 91 says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence." All right, it says a trap of the fowler. All right, 63:41. We got Pak. Calamities, plots, sources, agent of calamity. And try to push us out in the wintertime. Alright, so we can't hide, can't sleep outside. It's harder to live out in the freezing cold. Easier in the spring and the summertime. Besides all the bugs and pestilence, but we can survive. We won't freeze to death. All right, so we pray that our flight is not in the winter. All right. We got Yakwawash, Fowler, Trapper, Bait Layer. All right. You know, Esau tried to trap us up in our words, try to get us to admit that we're doing something illegal. All right. Let's say it's a fire, pushed out the house and arrests us. You know, a little sneaky shit like that. All right. Esau, he's the fowler. He's the fowler, a trapper. Surely he should deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. So we're going to be delivered. We believe that we're going to be delivered from those traps that he has. You know, inflation, high food prices, high gas prices. All right, eviction. That's what deliver say. Got Tazal, snatched away, deliver, rescue, take away, deliver from sin or guilt. All right, so we're going to be delivered. Yahushua Ratazah. All right, and we're in a secret place, which was 5643. Did I have that up? No. We got Sathar, which means, I think I did have it up. I was going to close it. It says hiding place, shelter, a secret place. Covering, shelter, hiding place, secrecy. It says protection. There's another word. I'm missing a word. Shadow. 6738. That's what it was. I want a shadow. 6738. Right there. Yeah, they have it up. All right. We got Tazal, which means as protection. So shade, shadow as protection. Figure defense. So no matter what Esau do, his great wrath is going to come down on us on. Might try to push us out in the winter, but Yahushua said, pray that the flight be not in the winter. All right, so so it's likely it won't be in the wintertime. All right, and the crisis more than likely may come to a head within 1 or 2 years in Europe, but we'll see. All right, because what they're saying is they have reserves to last through the winter, as read in the article. All right, so we have the protection. All right, shadow as protection. So we're not going to fear that Yahushua has his elect saved. All right, Yahushua Ratazah. All right, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So we were protected. Yahushua Ratazah. Get that word again. All right. So I'll leave that there. Hope you edified. Shalom.